but ass.
What is good, Chad? How are we doing today? Welcome to another show. Today we are, oh my goodness, what are we talking about? We're counting in the red pill again. More specifically, the goddaddy of the red pill, Rollo Tomassi. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, this guy. You have to address him by his proper title. That's how up his ass he is, okay? For those of you guys don't know. This is Rollo Tomassi. But again, ever since, listen, because you guys got to understand this. Rollo hasn't been having the best sort of time recently, okay? You guys gotta really understand that Rollo is part of the older generation, okay? The old dogs who are being phased out slowly and being replaced by the new version of what the red pill or the manosphere currently is, okay? Because if you want to talk about Rollo being an old iteration of it, okay, now guys like Fresh and Fit, hell, I would even say Donnie Boys, but Donnie Boy is pretty much a grandpa. He's married out, but he likes to hang it, okay? Old guy likes to kick it, okay? Just leave him alone, all right? But realistically, Fresh and Fit and some of these other guys, they bring the kind of generation we're in right now when it comes to the pill popping space, right? When it comes to who these guys are and what it is that's really standing for, right? And there's a whole kind of message and the preaching out there. So apparently there's a next level above that, but we're about to figure that out. But ultimately, what we're talking about right now is the era of the Fresh and Fits and the Andrew Tates and the Sneakos and the Pearly Things and all of these guys who basically took the not the Rollo pill, the red pill for what it is, right? Rollo wants to call it the Rollo pill, but those guys who took the red pill for what it was and made it to what it is right now, which is all about money, being like a pseudo James Bond, alpha male Chad, going out there, jet setting, kicking ass around the world type alpha male, banging all the women, and you got to find at least 50 women while being married and having kids and settling down, all these different things, right? So Andrew Tate kind of brought all that. But here's the thing. Andrew Tate, you would arguably say, took the red pill from what it was to, newer heights. Some can even say mainstream, okay? This is something guys like Rollo Tomassi, this is something guys like Donnie Boy, this is something like these guys who have been fighting tooth and nail to try to do, but they didn't really necessarily have the gumpture or the, how do you say, the whole it factor, to really get the ball rolling. Now, it wasn't for, Fresh and Fit to really take it there with the new style of podcast that we're doing. That was pretty much what is it. I mean, chat, that was it. It was literally the podcast thing that took it to the next level. Now, you guys might be asking, well, Duke, arguably, you would say that Kevin Samuels was right around that race, that he was right around that, red pill era, alpha male. I mean, high value. I mean, wasn't that his concept? No, the high value concept wasn't Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels basically popularized it, if you want to put it that way. I mean, that's the easiest way you can actually explain this mess is that Kevin Samuels popularized it, Fresh and Fit, made it viral. I don't know how else you could describe it, right? But the reason why I'm not including Kevin Samuels in that area, even though he was within that time frame, is because he was focused on the high value nonsense, but realistically, we're talking about the raunchy shit that is getting people banned right now. Okay, yeah, a lot of people hated Kevin Samuels on these other blogs and whatnot, but it was no more hate than what DJ Academics would get from some of these other rappers out here. Okay, but the heat that some of these guys are facing now is Homeland Security. We talking government, Myron's former boss. Okay, they're investigating and they're spending big money investigating these spaces to try to figure out what is going on. All right, and it's got these guys spooked. Chat. This whole Homeland Security report has got a bunch of these little spooks. They have no idea what to do. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea where to go with this entire thing. So now they're trying to figure out, well, I mean, do we change our content? Do we keep chugging along? Like, are they coming to get us? See, this is the Matrix, right? This is the Matrix coming to come after us. We told y'all this was happening. And all of these things are, these guys failing to recognize that a lot of this stuff that's happening to you right now, it was your fault. A lot of your rhetoric, a lot of the stuff that you guys were spewing out there, okay, it got weird. See, here's the thing. One thing you got to understand, chat, is a lot of these folks are holding, at least slowly starting to come to the idea that Andrew Tate, at least the Andrew Tate wave of the red pill, is solely responsible for destroying the red pill, right? At least Rollo's coming to terms with it. And now it seems as though some of these other guys are starting to accept the fact that Andrew Tate, although he was viral and although it was great to have him on all these other platforms and, getting him up there to be the face of the red pill, as long as it was getting us views, now ultimately he's now being accepted as the guy solely responsible for all of this heat the red pill's getting, which makes it interesting for how this is all going to turn out once he gets convicted. Because again, even the red pill goddaddy, okay, this grandpa, he already knows it's a rap for Andrew Tate. If he's already accepting it's a rap for Andrew Tate, and everybody else in the real world already knows Andrew Tate is a dunner, okay, what else are we waiting for? Even the fans are silent on this case right now. Andrew Tate's done. Okay, there's really nothing else you could do about it. So once he goes down, what's going to happen to the rest of this? Right? What's going to happen to the red pill? What's going to happen to the infrastructure that was built by all of these pill popping weirdos from before, right? Is it all gonna fall down? Now, here's the thing I've been telling y'all: the red pill isn't really dead. It's not. A lot of these guys have been saying that, and these are guys that are kind of like, they don't really understand how these people can grift. Okay, do not underestimate the power of grifting when it comes to these peel poppers. Okay, because they know how to grift to the next thing. They know how to turn one thing into something else while still keeping it the same thing. I don't know how they do it, but they figure out how to do it, and their audience are all for this shit, okay? The red pill isn't dead. It's just pivoting towards politics now. It's overwhelmingly politics. It's overwhelmingly a lot of this, Trumpian type stuff and, anti-woke type rhetoric, all this nonsense that they're spewing out there right now. You sprinkle a little bit of Matrix on there, and then voila, you got the new wave. It's basically what it is. Matter of fact, you're even seeing some of these politicians, refer to these, what do you call it? Left-wing policies and all these different things as the new wave. And now, listen, I'm not saying they're right or wrong. We're not getting into politics. I'm just saying you can understand how these pill poppers are slowly grifting their way into politics. Okay, so the red pill ain't dead. Most of them are just grifting as Republicans right now. That's just what it is. All right. So, and it makes sense because a lot of these rhetoric fits with the whole narrative that they're going with this. So it kind of makes sense. But it's the age-old argument that somehow found its way to Adam Sosnick's show. Okay. And it was headed by no other than Rollo Tomassi. Yes, that's right, folks. Him. So he was there. They were having the same conversation about this whole Homeland Security nonsense. All right. Because they wanted to figure out, okay, what's going on? You know, Adam Sosnick wanted to know, was the red pill, is it dead? Is there anything else we can do? Like, Rollo Tomassi, I mean, are you going to start lining up the unemployment lines? Like, what's happening? Because even though if the red pill's dead, that means nobody's buying your books, right? I mean, that's what's happening right now. So what's going on? So these guys basically go on the show and they break it all down. And some of it, I kind of understand their viewpoints, and all of it was just like, yo, what? So they got it with a bunch of these other girls, and I don't know where they found these ladies at. I don't know if these guys have been guzzling down a bunch of pill pop and rhetoric, but at least some of them, it sound like they were spoon fed a lot of pill pop and rhetoric because it didn't even make sense to even the context that what they were talking about. Okay, but just watching these guys try to defend the fact that the red pill isn't dying is crazy. But Rollo's defense, what's more interesting, but not just in the way he defends it, but the things that he says, and even some of the other guys started adding on to it. It just lets you know exactly how empty a lot of these things is. Matter of fact, I want y'all to understand something, okay? And I'm speaking to y'all pill poppers. Any one of y'all motherfuckers that has ever invested a dime into any one of these clowns, okay? It's all made up. It's all bro science. I want you to understand there's no factual research or data done by this that can actually be backed up by anything. Okay, that's it. So a lot of y'all who invested your time, money, and effort thinking that these guys were going to either help you get better with women or help you get rich somehow or whatever the hell you thought it was going to happen, it's not going to happen. It's all cap. All right. I'm not saying some of the concepts aren't cap. No, I'm saying some of the stuff that they write into their courses that you paid for, you got bamboozled. Okay. So I think it's starting to, once we go over this video, you're going to understand, and hopefully you have a come to Jesus moment and realize that you wasted your time, because that's essentially what is happening here. All right. So chat, we're going to get into this video. Now, the one thing you got to understand is, because you guys might be questioning, well, dude, did you say Adam Sosnick and Rollo Tomassi? So are they cool again? Like what's going on, Duke? Like I thought Adam Sosnick and Rollo were beefing, or what's going on? Now here's the thing: it could make sense why you think that, right? Here's the one thing you guys got to understand about these pill poppers: they're fake. Okay, they're all fake. All right, because a year ago, which is what's interesting, Rollo Tomassi was the same one who was trying to get his own fans to basically stay away from the Adam Sosnick show. This same guy is now on the Adam Sosnick show, you know, basically out there, you know, promoting himself and, you know, all these things, acting like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, this was the same guy who was threatening to try to take down the Soscast platform, all because Adam Sosnick decided to read a super chat from John Anthony Lifestyle, right? I want you to understand these guys are fake. All right, all this stuff is just fake. So 1 minute these guys, you know, want to sit there and play the video talking about I don't want to. I've never associated myself with the Sosnick platform anymore. I want nothing to do with it. And then the next second, yeah, they're all buddies as long as they're talking trash about women. All right. So before we get to that, let me go ahead and play these videos so you guys can get a little refresher of what I'm talking about.
That's true. Okay. I've already worked with Adam Sosnick and Valuetainment for a very long time. I am no longer considering Valuetainment as sort of a friendly place to go right now, especially not after they've had the fat kid from Brazil on that show. They've had Alex from Playing with Fire, who are just basically illegitimate as far as I'm concerned. When you're propping up a guy like John Anthony Lifestyle on your show, a guy who is directly responsible for bringing Justin Waller, your boy, your one of your good friends, Adam, your boy, Justin Waller's mom, on to exploit her for content, to do an attack piece on Justin Waller, that's when I got to call your integrity into question, Adam. And if nothing else, I have to call into question your ignorance in all of this. So when I see the show and everybody's talking about, oh, you know, so you're going to get your blade and paid and do it, you're well, great, you know, have your call lines and everything else. But when people tweet in, and I talked about this last week, I figured I would reheat it a little bit because there's been more developments in this. But when you're on there and you're promoting your brand, Valuetainment overall, and the content creators for Valuetainment overall, and you're creating this mission statement of, well, we want to have, open, honest debate, and we want to have free speech and yada, yada, but yet you're willing to use the same tactics that the woke, progressivist, leftist, cancel culture that you claim to hate so much. When you use their tactics, I can only call a fraud out when I see a fraud. And to me, that's fraud. So when you are
he's saying so much. He's talking so much trash right now about the dude, and all he did was read a super chat, bruh. All right, but again, chat, I wanted to put this as a reminder because this dude, Rollo Tomassi, one of the main reasons, matter of fact, the only main reason he was on the hit list for Homeland Security is because he's known as the Red Pill's biggest hater. I shit you not. This guy is literally the Red Pill's biggest hater. He hates on everybody in the Red. Like, oh my God, I gotta hold it together. Chat. I gotta hold it together. Because you are seeing, like, this guy is just straight hating on Adam Sosnick, all because Adam Sosnick didn't want to read his super chat, right? And he's throwing shade because he had what do you call it? What's his name? John Anthony lawsuit on the show, right? And Adam Sosnick wasn't reading Rollo Tomassi's super chats, and Rollo Tomassi spent $60. And he was mad about that. It was over $60. Rollo said everything he just said right now. Like, I mean, just think about this for a second. Hold on, I gotta chill, all right? Because I need y'all to understand context, because these are the same people that want to say, oh, you guys play us out of context or whatnot. No, you gotta understand context, because when we get to the next video, and how he's all buddy with Adam, it's just like, oh, y'all not gonna talk about this? Like, no one addressed this, okay? Chat, no one addressed this moment. Like, this guy is supposed to be the Red Pill Godfather, okay? That's apparently a significant title, and yet the Red Pill Godfather has not addressed at all this bullshit that he did, talking shit about the guy who he's on his platform literally a whole year later. Y'all are fake. I mean, it's high time we got to cut this nonsense out. Let's cut it up, okay? Stop it. It's getting ridiculous. This whole fake friends and fake. It's for the views and for however long they're relevant. All right. So, chat, let's go ahead and get to the video right here where they're basically defending the entire Red Pill. All right, and chat, y'all gotta let me know what you think, because my theory's on point. It's a political year. You've seen a lot of the pivots so far. A lot of those guys, although like Pearly Things and some of these other nut jobs like Fresh and Fit, that want to put the Nazi salute with Nick Fuentes dumbass podcast. These guys, okay, you gotta understand there was some L's that they did and took this year that basically hindered or affected the growth of their platform to a certain extent, right? But you got to understand, they were all playing towards the election year, okay? That's what this is right now. A lot of these guys are going towards the right-wing side of things, and you would even classify them, because I think even calling these guys right-wingers is to disrespect the right-wingers, okay? I think these guys are like more the alt-right types, right? The real far-end crazy lunabins, because some of their ideas, like Pearl saying that all women should not vote. Like, on what ballot do you think you're getting on with that kind of ideology? Are you crazy, woman? Like, somebody needs to put you in a nice room with a bunch of soft walls, honey, because you're not making any sense with your ideas, okay? It doesn't make any sense. But, okay, let's go ahead and get this, because a lot of these guys, they want to know. I think they're becoming Republican and right-wing. It's going to be a new base for these guys. I don't think it's going away. But a lot of these other people outside these platforms tend to think the Red Pill is. So y'all let me know what you think.
Biden, about a month ago, did the State of the Union address. I want to talk to Rollo, because this is someone that I view as someone who is reasonable, rational, credible, and a voice of reason. I want to get to the understanding of the State of the Red Pill address.
Oh boy,
is that cool? But here's I'm going to tee up this question, and then you're going to go. But it's a long question, and Michael and Keenan, the ladies, are going to weigh in. So, by the way, does everyone have a thumbs up, thumbs down? Do we have one of these things?
I don't.
I actually genuinely want to get.
I don't have one.
All right, this is a Brady bunch. What's going on here?
and understanding. We'll get this.
I'll get another one.
How many of you guys, don't even just say yes or no, how many of you guys have heard of the red pill or manosphere? Heard of it? Okay, great.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, chat. She fine as hell. Like, what's her name again? I keep forgetting her name, bro. Like, chat, every time she's on screen, she fine as hell. All right, listen. You gotta call it how it is, bro. Wait, this girl behind her, isn't she on Fresh and Fit? Isn't she a Fresh and Fit girl? Wasn't she on what do you call it? Fresh's music video? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember this girl? Who is she?
Well
Okay.
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, put up green if you're like, okay, cool, I've heard of it and it's good, I like it. Put up red if you're like, it's not my thing, kind of a negative connotation. Hold them up high. Girls, don't make me treat you like you're in elementary school. Hold up your signs.
I've heard of it.
Perfect. Great. Okay, so it's sort of mixed.
What is this?
But the reason that I have Rollo here, because actually Rollo's people don't remember this. Over 2 years ago, you taught me what red pill was. And it made sense to me because I worked in nightlife my whole life, intersexual dynamics. I got it. I caught on quick, but I got to give credit.
February of 2022.
There
memories.
This nigga's feeling himself. Right, Adam, the first thing you do is prostrate yourself in front of this beanie wearing weirdo. All right? Listen. First things first. Rollo, I got to give you props, bro. I got to give you props because I learned about the red pill from you, okay? Listen, I was this nightlife guy, and listening to you and the power of that beanie, thanks to you, bro, I changed my life around. I automatically knew a female nature and her pergamate, all right? Thank you so much, Rollo Tomassi. And look, he's just feeling himself. He's like, yeah, I did do that. Listen, one thing you guys going to understand throughout this entire video is Rollo's ego is insane. It's out of this planet, chat. Okay, you got to understand that he has to, he needs this, and you can't blame him because he needs this.
Serves.
Wow. 2.5 years.
Yes.
Look at him. Look at him.
Like, what's going? And then boom. So I will always give him credit where credit is due, 100%. And then Michael, red pill adjacent. I've learned this thing. I don't know where Kean is in this. I know you do relationships. I want to hear you have to say. But here's what we got going on. And Rollo, for those of you guys don't know, he's been described as, I don't even know if you call yourself this, the godfather of the red pill.
I inherited the name.
Inherited the rational male.
Listen, Rollo, you knew you wanted him to say that. You knew you wanted him to say that. Hold up. Before we get started, chat, guys, Rollo, it seems as you've been known as the godfather of the red pill. I adopted the name. I seemingly adopted it, inherited it. That's what I told you, bro. This dude's ego's out of the world, bro. Yo, I thought you said you were the godfather of the manosphere. What happened? Like, you just demote yourself? Like, what is this, bro? Again, look at the smirk. I'm telling you, Chad, this weird flattery that Adam is doing right now, it's just weird, first of all. And second of all, I don't know if this was pre-planned. Y'all talked about this, but you could tell Rollo is loving every bit of this right now. He loves what's going on.
Access Vegas. We'll talk about that. But here's what I want to kind of go to. It's a long question, so bear with me, and then you're going to have all the time in the world. So there's a lot of content out there that's saying that the red pill is dying. But I've heard you say things like, dude, with iterations of the red pill,
goes through cycles. Yes.
Goes through cycles. So it was pretty interesting when I saw people like in the red pill, like Allie. Do we have a clip of Allie? She said that the red pill is imploding. What's Allie's? Allie Drummond. So yeah, she said red pill is imploding. We don't need to play the clip. Then we have Destiny, who's been on the show many times.
Oh, I know her. She's the one that she got her fame through Kevin Samuels' chat. Y'all remember her? She was the one that got married, or at least got famous, or went viral for claiming she got married based off of Kevin Samuels' advice. And then something happened later on where it turns out that may have not been true. I don't know the whole backstory to that, so we're not getting into that. But she's the one, right? I'm pretty sure she's the girl. Why would she say the red pill is imploding when her whole shtick was the red pill? What?
You've done debates with Destiny. He's done a whole thing about how no woman wants a red pill guy. I don't know about that. But then those are some people kind of talking trash about the red pill, if you will. But, you know, you've also talked about grifters coming and going. But but I'm going to go rapid fire here. Andrew Tate. I don't even know if he considers himself.
He's
red
been
pill.
kind of distancing himself from it recently.
He's been distancing it, but I mean,
Yeah,
is there
but
anybody?
when they say red pill,
Yeah.
they do mean Andrew Tate.
Gotcha.
They don't like the people
Yeah.
who are saying. So the content is created when you started that forum like in 03, when you're on that forum in 03. That's what red pill is. But what it's been bastardized to is like, oh, those red pill guys, but they're talking about things like he gets blamed for things that Pearl Davis says.
I clean up everybody's.
Oh, no. Y'all had the chance. No, don't sit there and say, oh, no, Rollo Tomassi, oh, poor grandma. Grandma getting the blame for what all these other red pill poppers said. No, grandma was behind the scenes grifting off this shit. When y'all had the chance to say something about Andrew Tate, listen, a community is only as strong as the people who gatekeep it. That's it. You let anybody else come into your community like that just to make a few bucks here and there, and you don't check that shit, or at least you don't legitimately make it known. Well, guess what? People look at you and say, well, you're just someone, whoever the fuck you hang out with. And if y'all out here doing content with Andrew Tate, well, guess what? Y'all are all the same people now. And now he's going through the most massive takedown you can ever see of a millionaire or a multimillionaire in Romania. He's going through that right now. And once that hammer drops, it's over for the guy. All right. And y'all weren't catching on for the wave. It just took y'all now to slowly start to realize that people like that, people like Pearl, were the problem the entire time. Is it really taking y'all this long, 2024, to realize this shit? Y'all had a whole long minute to realize this, but you didn't. Why? It was very obvious. The money was too damn good. Y'all successfully transformed these Sims from paying OnlyFans models to paying you guys, and then subscribing to OnlyFans models. Okay, y'all successfully got the goddamn whole thing running. It's a whole operation. So you sat idly by and didn't call it out. When Andrew Tate was doing all this wild shit, where was you, Rollo? Mike Sartain, where were you at? I don't know who this guy is. But based on the shirt, TRT can't save you, I already know. Like, honestly, we can find this channel and already know where it's going. Okay, like what is this? TRT won't save you. Tell that to Rollo's triceps. Okay, tell that to this guy, because clearly he's using TRT right now to save his ass. So y'all are contradicting even in ideologies on stage. But the main thing is, where were you when Andrew Tate was running amok and y'all could have called this out? Every single one of y'all on that list, at least for the most part, were complicit with Andrew Tate's bullshit. So now that it's coming back to bite you guys in the ass, all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, listen, we're just getting blamed for what Andrew Tate does. I mean, it's not fair. Like, I mean, they're just lumping us together. Like, chat, okay, do what you gotta do to distance yourself from that bad friend that's drawn all of you guys down with them. Okay, it just is what the fuck it is. But would you guys ever do that? No, you guys aren't gonna do that. There's no you can't risk the clout, because again, you guys are weirdos. So there's that weird possibility that Andrew Tate might beat the case. I'm gonna tell you this right now, it's not happening.
Mess.
That's why the question. Perfect. So Andrew Tate, the latest thing with Tate, and believe me, we've interviewed him twice. I have my perspective. Shoot it down if you want. I think feel free. I think it's all sort of a sham of what's going on over there. Allegedly. He's obviously been canceled. He's been jailed. PBD and I flew out to interview him in Madrid, in Romania. We've done this.
Yo, bum ass flew to Romania, Adam. That was you. We got you in 4K. All of y'all are guilty. Now y'all are whining? Well, why y'all crying? All of y'all are guilty. We got even Tucker Carlson. Oh my goodness, they got Tucker Carlson, chat. They got Tucker. Okay, they got all y'all on tape. Just all y'all news, quote unquote, red pill journalists that got caught in 4K at the Tate Mansion. Just consider that the new Epstein files. Okay, that's just what it is. The new Epstein logs. Whoever is out here and publicly caping for a guy who clearly is done for. He's a goner. But yet y'all did this for what? Candace Owens, you too. You're on that list. A lot of y'all. Adam, this was you, buddy. Don't sit there and play the Matrix. You knew for a fact this was happening.
Now he's dealing with new charges. He's sued by these British women for, you know, that's what I feel about that. There you go. Fresh and Fit. You guys were just on Fresh and Fit last night. Leader in the space, demonetized from YouTube. We saw what happened with them. That was how many months ago?
At least 8 months ago.
Yeah.
8 months ago.
Pause. Rollo, what is up with your pants, dog? What is, hey, yo, what are you wearing? Bro, you're 50. You're 50 years old. What are you doing? What is this? you look like a shriveled sperm. Like, take this shit off. Like, you wearing all white. Why is your jeans got frills in it? Like, what are we doing? Like, you got. Oh my goodness, bro. Like, even your co-conspirators, they know how to properly dress. You out here trying to. This ain't the 80s, bro. All right. We wear joggers now. Okay, it's all about joggers and possibly sweats. That's what, like, oh my goodness, bro. What are we doing, Rollo? He's trying. Like, chat, you gotta understand, when you're in these pill popping space, Rollo's right. You gotta compete. Okay, chat, you gotta compete. All right, you're competing for the same women a lot of young guys are going after. Yeah, that's right, folks. Grandpa Rollo is trying to date the same girls y'all are going after right now. So just if you look at the way he's dressed, there's a whole reason for it. Okay, even though he's supposed to be married, yeah, there you go. Okay, that's what it is. So it's like, bro, okay, listen, all right, ain't nothing wrong with being a little professional and things like that, and aging gracefully. And chat, the reason why I'm harping on this so bad is because these are the same dudes that would do hour-long videos clowning older women who try to dress young. Okay? So we just holding on to the same standard. Like, okay, you tell these women, oh, you got to be graceful. Bro, Rollo, stealing all the shoe polish to put on your goddamn hair, all right, to hide for the fact that you're aging is crazy to me. Okay, it's just insane. Stop with this. This is ridiculous.
Okay. Fresh and Fit demonetized. Pearl, she's been on the show a bunch of times. Pearl Davis, also demonetized. Okay, these are people that I would say are definitely red pills. For some reason, whatever has never done anything, and you guys are on
so
Access
I mean,
Vegas.
they don't really, whatever doesn't push the envelope like that.
Alejandro, do you have any of these?
They're not really red pill when you hear most of Brian's opinions.
Yeah.
No.
There's Fresh and Fit. We know what happened with them. Pearl, I believe we have that. But I'm going to go deeper, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, Rollo.
Time out. Y'all are not being honest with Pearl. Pearl got demonetized because she refused to take down a video of a minor where she didn't give consent to the adult to keep that video public. She literally thought this whole free speech thing was going to win her publicity, and she got the publicity, but she lost the monetization. She brought this on herself. All she had to do was either get the parents' consent or take the video down because you didn't have consent. That's all you could have done. All right. And to be honest, Pearl, you were using that video to clown them. So yeah, either you just say, all right, we'll leave the video up and, you know, I'll just get your consent, whatever. But you left it up there. So again, you got demonetized because you are a big content creator. All right. Listen, maybe some smaller channels can get away with that, but you got over 1 million people. You've been on Piers Morgan. Like, okay, you've been places. A lot of people, YouTube specifically, are gonna take it seriously. So we're not even being honest about why Pearl got demonetized. Y'all are just saying this is the Matrix. A lot of the stuff you created the downfall. You orchestrated this. This is all your fault. Okay, Fresh and Fit. How many chances did they get? Like, can we be honest? How many chances did they get before they finally got demonetized? They were allowed to do a whole lot. So many controversies, Nazi salutes, multiple Nick Fuentes. It was Nick Fuentes that took them down. Even Myron admitted that. So we just got to be honest. They did this. They wanted to push the envelope, and now they're seeing, you know, what happens when you fuck around.
Because these are sort of like the bigger names. Tate, Fresh and Fit, Pearl, you guys. Then you have sort of like other players in this that I don't know as well, or that maybe people don't know as well, but there's a lot of beef going on. Like this guy, there's competing manosphere conferences.
Sure.
Right? Anthony the Dream Johnson, I've never met him, never spoken to him.
That conference is now defunct. But
okay, so exactly. So
continue,
they
Of course, he's got to add that in there. Listen, for those of you guys who don't know, Rollo Tomassi and Anthony Johnson, there is bad blood. There is serious bad blood there. I mean, it's probably the beef. That beef right there probably is responsible for being pretty much the fireworks that took out the at least started the downfall of the red pill, right? When these guys started to attack each other, especially on a massive scale, like the way Anthony Johnson went after Rollo and Donovan Sharp. Chat, y'all got to understand something. The most of the shit that we found on Donovan Sharp, like everybody knows on the internet, it came from Anthony Johnson, at least most of it. Right, the stuff with his wife and all that stuff that came from other people, right? But Anthony Johnson dropped all of that. These guys all were, in the red pill together at one point. Look how far apart they split. But of course, Rollo had to get his dig in there because, again, he got kicked out. He tried to take over and it didn't work out for him. So he got shoved off. But then they started going back and forth, and that's the problem. But you guys brought it on yourself. Because what this proves is that whatever manosphere it is y'all trying to form, y'all are too immature to even organize. Like, just think about this. They're 19-year-old adults. They know how to organize a group better than this. And y'all couldn't do it. You guys couldn't hack it. All right? Y'all had a chance to come together and set aside your differences, but you let your ego take you out of the race. And then y'all are getting mad, fast forward 2024, that the feminists are coming together and getting funding from Homeland Security, Myron's former boss, to take y'all down. See, like, we're not organizing. Like, we don't know how to organize. That's the problem.
Have now been literally canceled.
Yeah.
But they have beef with Donovan Sharp, and he hosts the CME, which is the Conference
of Masculine
Excellence. So they're going back and forth. Anthony's calling him Donovan Sharp. He's calling him this and that. Like, I don't get in this, but someone we have on the show, MLD, Modern Life Dating, I literally don't know what he's doing these days. I haven't seen him do much content. I think he's out there in Tokyo being a passport.
He's hosting dating shows with Myron. Okay, this is Mr. Endure over here. The same guy that wants women or men to stay in a domestic abuse situation that is physical. Okay, and as long if it's a marriage, just stay in the marriage and endure. All right, because that, a mom and a dad living in an abusive relationship with children is a better option than separating and co-parenting. That's his ideology, and you wonder why the red pill's going down the drain. All right, like, you wonder why a lot of this crap is happening.
Bro, best of luck to him. And I'll circle this back because I said the red pill dying, whatever. The reason I even started knowing about this right before you was Kevin Samuels, who unfortunately literally died. So here we go. This is the question. What is going on with the red pill? Is it dying? Is it going to make a comeback? Your thoughts?
Okay. So in March of 2021, I was on Fresh and Fit, and I think it was like the second or the third time I've been on the show. And the topic that we were talking about was, is the red pill going to go mainstream? I've used this clip of like half a dozen different times on my show and just sort of lead up to the topic at hand here. During that conversation, they asked me, is the red pill going mainstream? And my answer to both of them was, I hope not. Because the red pill, to remain legitimate, to remain useful, to be effective, has to be under the radar. And now we're seeing exactly why I was saying this back in 2021. And as part of that conversation, I said the reason for this is because if people will come into the red pill and they will use the red pill as sort of a loose brand, or it's not a registered trademark. Anybody can use the word red pill. And so I was trying to take them back as far as, like, say, 2015, 2016 election cycle at that time. So Candace Owens, for example, that you were mentioning just up before, her Twitter handle in 2015 was Red Pill Black.
Right.
She was using the term red pill as far back as 2015.
And I'm going to let you go, but
hold up, time out. Whoa, Rollo, you went on Dr. Phil. Like, you talking about you were back then saying you didn't want the red pill to go viral. All you were doing was trying to lock down interviews with higher viewership influencers. That's all you were trying to do. All right, that was your whole mission. Matter of fact, you're known as the biggest hater right now because you hate on other people who get that shine and you not getting that shine. So again, when you sit there talking about, oh, I was the first one saying we shouldn't go viral. I was saying that, bro, that you didn't help. You were trying to go on all the shows. Your multiple appearances on all these other platforms, or your attempts to get on these platforms, especially the ones that Pearl was getting on. You wanted to be that person. You wanted to be Pearl. Matter of fact, for a minute, you wanted to be Jordan Peterson. What are you talking about? You wanted this to go mainstream because mainstream means more money for your books, means more money in your wallet. Why are we capping on this? Right? You're not going to do that under the radar because, again, there's only so many people that can buy your books, Rollo. Okay, let's be real. There's only so many people that can do that. You need fresh meat. That's why you latched on to Fresh and Fit so hard, because with their platform, it brought a lot of new blood. It brought a lot of young people, all right, new people who wouldn't have otherwise bought your books back in, 2014, 2013? Come on. This is all pretentious, these guys, what they're doing.
Red pill has been used in the political spectrum, but
Right.
also in the dating spectrum.
Right.
Yes.
And that's where
But
they
she
picked
kind of
it up.
does crossover with both.
Well, that's
with
because
both.
because the thing is when the kids are using red pill, like when that's the topic du jour, the term du jour, and you have a political system that wants to reach out to like certain voters. Well, what are the kids saying? If it was MRAs, if it was MGTOW, they would have used MGTOW at that time. If it was red pill, they'll use red
Yeah.
pill.
And for the
So
ladies that
red pill
don't know,
becomes
MGTOW
anything.
stands for what exactly?
Men going their own way.
And that's like a black pill. Like I'm not even
Yeah,
dealing with
well,
ladies anymore.
the point is,
which
it's
is
like
kinda wild.
the point is if it's a hashtag and it's a trending hashtag at that time, they will use that moniker for whatever it is that they want to. So if you're alt-right, if you're pro-Trump, if you're MAGA, if you're right now, if you're like an ortho bro or a Christ pill bro, whatever, everything's red pill. Everything literally is.
Whoa. Was that a dig at Andrew Wilson? What do you mean by Christ pill? Because that's certainly the shit that your boy Andrew Wilson peddles. I hear Mr. Christianity. That's what you be peddling to other people, right? How dare you be a Christian? How dare you you participate in these behaviors? How dare you? Yeah, that's him. Right, so the Christ pill. I'm sorry, isn't it the red pill that promotes this whole traditional values and having God, and the whole reason why Western values dying because we've removed God out of society? We need to bring God back, bring back the traditional household, bring out the traditional nuclear family. That's the same shit Myron peddles till this day. That was all y'all. That all falls in line. See, this is what I'm saying with the red pill, guys. It falls under two different things, okay? The first thing is the money, the cars, the material bullshit, all that nonsense, right? And then they want to cover their ass because obviously it just sounds stupid when you got a bunch of guys going out there promoting, oh yeah, we want to bang 50 women, drive sports cars, make money. And it's like, again, it's like, yeah, that's a dream and it's nice. You can have that. All right. If you want to work hard, you can get there. But there's more to life than just doing all these stuff and having all this empty shit. Right. And the other side to it, because they got to cover their ass, is, listen, we want to settle down. Okay. We want wives. We want children. We want to bring back God, right? These are the same people who then talk about God all day, turn around, and then do the most hedonistic bullshit you ever see, right? They'll host the craziest yacht parties with the wildest of women and invite their followers to partake. And then they want to call themselves great. Like, it's just one of those things you just like, oh my goodness. Like, yo, chat, do you not see this? Like, you guys were part of the problem. This is what we're trying to say. When we call it out and say, hey, not all things are bad with the red pill. We're not saying that, right? No one's trying to say that. But when you start seeing this weird shit, this weird element start to seep its way into the ideology and rhetoric, right? When you see people calling that out and saying, hey, that's weird. That sounds a little bit too hateful. That sounds like y'all did this intentionally to piss off people to get views. When people are calling that stuff out and you turn around and say, oh, no, y'all are just hating. Y'all don't understand. Look, we're making money. Deflect. We're making money. Look at the money. Look at the cars, right? When you start doing that, all of a sudden you already know you lost. So then don't turn around after the massive L has been slapped on your face and turn around and say, oh, well, listen, who would have saw this coming? I mean, I'm telling you, they're coming after us. Like, come on, bro. You were doing this. This was all y'all.
Red pill. So any person that comes around and wants to take that term and that brand and use it for whatever it is that they're doing, because what they'll do is they'll bastardize the term into meaning like, I'm right, you're wrong. It's a truth that is discovered, right? If you ever watch The Matrix, if you watch, it's a blue pill and the red pill, right? The blue pill is what you used to think was true, and the red pill is what's really true. And so what happens is that if you have some sort of pet ideology and you really are, convicted about your beliefs, that's red pill. So I was trying to explain this to them back then. I said, well, what's going to happen is people will come into this space, especially in the intersexual dynamic space, because when I talk red pill, the first instance of me using the term red pill was on the SoSwap forums in 2004. I've been doing
use the term red pill other than the Matrix.
Well, no, the Matrix really is what it's from. But right after that, we're talking about the forum years when it was like Mystery Method, and it was the alt fast seduction forums.
What year did the game come out with Neil Strauss?
That was published in 2005. So all of the events that happened in that book took place in 2003, 2004, 2002, somewhere in there.
And by the way, obviously, you read that book.
I know Neil.
Yeah,
you know Neil.
We just had mystery. They just had mystery on.
I just had mystery on my.
I mean,
show.
a must read for young men who want to. What are these things called again?
Women.
Adam is so like the Adam, bro. Sometimes I wonder how you even have a show, right? Like, why are you? What is the point of pretending like you're not cool with this ideology? You know exactly what this is. So so you guys, you're doing this for so long, and you were trying to help them get what are these things called again? They were trying to get laid, because a bunch of guys decided it was more important to spend time, on the internet than going outside and touching grass. That's the problem they're dealing with right now. All right, so again, you sitting there pretending that you didn't even partake in the grift yourself is crazy. But Adam, like, this is wild to me. Like the way you do this kind of crap is like, it's just so weird, bro.
Young men who want to. What are these things called again?
Look at this.
Women. Okay.
Yes. We actually call you women. No, it's like, so what happens is you have to track through the history here, because if you go back to the seduction days, if you go to the old pickup artists from the mid 2000s, like Mystery, Neil Strauss. I mean, VH1 had the pickup artist show and everything, and that evolved into what we now call the red pill.
But wasn't that so? Let me hone in on this, because I asked you if the red pill was dying, and you said there's been.
No, I don't think it's not dying.
Okay, not dying, but you said there's been different.
Well, there's cycles. Okay, so I've been doing this probably longer than anybody else has. Okay, I mean,
why I said I
beyond like say Mystery and some of these other guys, but as far as like the evolution of the manosphere, I've watched this happen for 22 years, 23 years now. And so I was trying to relate to them was the last election cycle during 2019 to 2020. Everybody who was in the red pill space wanted to pivot into politics and into social issues, which is exactly what we're saying right now.
So chat, this channel has been saying that before Rollo has ever mentioned this. I'm telling you that right now. These guys watch the channel. I'm telling you right now. We've been saying this before even Rollo started saying this. Yo, listen. They're going into politics. It's been that. It's been the whole situation. That's just what it is. All right. They're gonna rip off politics because it's the grift. In line so well with the red pill ideology. You guys want to talk about, we want to strip away women's rights and we want to do all these different things. And we're not saying that's a red pill. That's just Pearl's version of a red pill. She wants to strip women's right to vote, right? I mean, which is crazy to me. Like, how are you even going to get people on board with this bullshit? But again, that's the ideology. So some of the stuff, it lines up because a lot of right-wingers, all right, some of the stuff when they talk about abortion, when you want to talk about certain things like Second Amendment, then you want to talk about the what do you call it? Because they're not calling it the matrix in politics, but they're saying it the agenda, right? The liberal agenda, right? When their liberal agenda is the matrix that the red pill alludes to. Okay, so when politics are, when you hear some Republicans allude to the Republican or the liberal agenda, right? The red pill is calling that the matrix, okay? The stuff with the LGBTQ, the stuff with the what do you call it? All this different stuff that that a lot of these guys are finding with the Disney's a big part of it, right? They're calling that the matrix. All right, I'm not saying there's any truth or lies to any of the stuff like that. We're not getting into politics. I'm just saying this is why a lot of these guys and their ideologies align so well.
Everybody wants to turn the red pill into their social ideology, their pet name for their whatever their pet social ideology happens to be. So anything, literally anything right now can be called red pill because it's just there to appeal to a certain audience.
Okay, but I want to understand one thing, and then I want to get Michael, because Michael describes himself as red pill adjacent. I don't know where Kian is on this, but I know that you help men improve, so I want to get your opinion. The mainstream thing. You could argue that, all right, it went mainstream when Neil Strauss wrote the book. All right, it was a very popular book. Kind of mainstream when you're on VH1 or MTV. It's pretty pop culture. Kevin Samuels kind of made it cool and mainstream. And then obviously you've been doing this forever, but then Tate took it to a whole nother level, and even Fresh and Fit.
And they take it.
I guess my argument is it's
commercialize
been mainstream for different iterations, different cycles. Well, but now is it officially mainstream?
Well, you also have to know that it's evolving with the technology at that time. So back in the pickup artist days, there was no Twitter, there was no social media. Those were the forum years where everybody would get together on a forum and compare notes on that forum. Then it was the blog years, and that's when I started the Rational Male blog. From there, we go on.
Oh my God, bro! Always bring it back to yourself. No one fucking cares, dude. Is it dying or not? Is it dying or not? You say no. Let's move on to the next thing. He always, fucking Rollo, dog. He always has to bring it back to himself. Yo, your ego knows no bounds, my dude.
Into the YouTube years and the social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that good
and that's
stuff.
obviously how Tate blew
it's
up.
become exponentially, more and more people are aware of it. What I'm saying is that the original intention of it was strictly, when I talk about the red pill, it's strictly intersexual dynamics. It's female nature, male nature, evolutionary psychology, sociology, anthropology. You've asked me in this show 1,000 different times, give us the elevator pitch for the red pill. There is no elevator pitch. It is a college major is what it is. Okay. It is not a bumper sticker. It's not like I'm red pill. Here it is.
Unfortunately, kids are dropping out of college and nobody wants to read. Indoctrinated, not educated.
The red pill is a college major. Coming from the guys that don't want you to go to college, or maybe because you'd be smart enough to see through the bullshit. But again, the reason why they're calling it a college major, because to understand the red pill, you can't just watch a couple Tate videos and get it. No, you have to really get an education. And guys, I hope you understand why this perfectly explains why they charge for courses. Okay, when you go over to Sus Marquardt's channel, they're saying peace to the saints and let me give you some tuition money. There's a reason why they're doing this, all right? Because this, in fact, is an academy. The red pill is an academy, okay, where the suckers come and give these guys money so they can fool more suckers. That's just how this works, okay? So I just find it interesting you're calling it this guy, y'all are getting educated in bullshit.
Exactly.
So as much as it's like, nope, you got to take the whole class, the whole course. Someone's like, can I just get the Cliff Notes, bro?
Exactly.
But I get
it. The Cliff Notes are much easier to monetize and commercialize than it is to actually pay attention to what the hell is going on.
Rollo, no one wants to sit through a 4-hour stream listening to you break down fucking any one of these celebrities that you want to break down. Because I'm gonna just tell you this: at the end of the day, no matter how you guys want to scientific or put some science on this and put some studies behind this and try to make it seem like all your research was backed by actual research and professionals, at the end of the day, you guys are peddling bro science, all in the name of either promoting your agenda or duping a bunch of idiots to paying you and your lifestyle. It is what the fuck it is. Okay, so stop trying to pretend that this is anything other than what it actually is, because some of your ideologies aren't backed by anything. There's no actual studies to back that. Or you can't, even some of the, when you look in the real world, no one pays attention to this shit. Like, just being real. So again, mainstream as in going mainstream, Andrew Tate got it there. But a lot of people still, I would say people who are outside of a lot of these, even the internet space, because believe it or not, there are people outside of even just the internet space and going online and checking social media. The people outside of that, right? You really got to be famous to break out of that space, okay? But Andrew Tate, he managed to do it on some level, but still, people don't. Andrew Tate repelled a lot of people from even wanting to know what the space is all about. So he didn't popularize it. He didn't. I mean, not like in the way they're thinking it is. Okay, so Rollo, again, stop this. This is getting ridiculous.
prescription to them
Well,
as well, right? And that's the biggest
exactly.
difference between you guys and so many other people I've seen in the space. A lot of the people who've got canceled is you guys don't give prescriptions.
No.
When people start giving prescriptions and they start injecting their own beliefs into those prescriptions, that's where things really go
Well,
amiss.
that's the difference between best practices and what we're like the red.
Who is this lady? I'm sorry, honey. I don't know if you noticed. What you just said is exactly what these guys have been doing. They've been injecting their ideology into the prescription and giving it out to a bunch of these idiots out there. That's all of the. What are you talking about? Is she a bot? Like, wait a minute. I feel, who is this lady? Yo, chat. Who is this girl right here? This white girl sitting right here? Because I feel like she's paid. She's definitely paid by the pill poppers. Because ain't no way you just sat there and pretended like the guys that you're talking about right now is just sitting across from you. All of these guys have ideology that they've been injecting into their prescriptions for years now. Why do you think a lot of these dudes are radicalized? Because of the ideology. What are you talking about?
That's where things really
Well,
go amiss.
that's the difference between best practices and what we're like.
Yeah.
The red pill is what I've called a praxeology. It
yes.
is not an ideology. It is not a philosophy. It is not a belief set. It is not a religion. It is not a cult. It is not whatever your system of belief happens to be. And the reason why people want to turn it into that is because that's the only way they can understand it.
Yeah.
No, you guys turned the red pill into a cult. What are you talking about, Rollo? The whole reason people are saying, hey, a lot of this red pill shit seems like a cult to me is because that's what you guys have turned it into. The whole ideology, the way you turn, you display the us versus them mentality. Even the whole ideology of the Matrix presents an us versus them mentality. So people who are in the in group, okay, are automatically opposed to the ideologies or the ideas of people in the out group. You've already created that precedent, okay? And then you have some of the things that are very, very, I would say, not only aggressive, but we're talking about like just radical, especially when it comes to the opposite sex and society. And you want to sit there and say, yeah, we're not a cult. Y'all are just trying to make us seem like that. No, no, you guys did this. You created the image that you're trying to get out from underneath from. Okay, buckle up. This is what accountability looks like.
Say your philosophy, your beliefs, or you preach. It's never teach. You preach.
Right.
This, right.
Like
so-
Abba and preach.
Well, no. I mean, as far as like sermonizing,
But
right?
let me get
Because that's
Sartain's
the only way
perspective.
they can understand.
Sartain, Michael Sartain. What I think I like about you guys is you don't always agree on everything.
Yeah.
It's like if you ever see me and PBD, we're constantly PBD, like, you know, it's kind of hard to argue with the CEO, the boss, but you know, I get my licks in, but he's the man, I get it. But you guys don't always agree. And you don't even describe yourself as red pill. You call yourself red pill adjacent.
I am red pill in that it is a
But is the
derivative.
red pill dying?
No. So here's the way it works. It's this phenomenon for anyone who's watching this. Anytime you hear someone say the red pill is dying,
Wait, the red pill adjacent? The fuck does that mean? This guy was literally defending Rollo against Destiny and Sneeko on Fresh and Fit's show. What are you talking about? Bro, you're as red pill as they come, Mike Sartain. A lot of your content is based on a red pill. Stop this bullshit.
notice it is a person who did not like the red pill in the first place. So even though Andrew Tate will say, I'm not red pill, if Andrew Tate says something you don't like, then you put Andrew Tate in the same category with everyone else you don't like. Does that make sense? And now something that some random content creator said that you found to be misogynistic, now you pin that on every single other person. It's really, it's almost a form of like, it's almost a form of like YouTube bigotry, if you want to call it that.
What? So, okay, like normally, okay, here's the thing. When I got smoked from Mike Sartain, I usually talk about the fact that he talks too much sometimes, like he overdoes it, okay? But this is one of the rare occasions where it's like, bro, your take was just bad. Your take was just bad at all. No. People are not automatically assuming that whatever weird things some people say out there, they're assigning it to red pill. No. They're looking at what you guys are saying and they're saying, okay, this shit is weird. It's not what other people are doing. Because, again, people can separate, except for some school shooters. Because some school shooters or master leaders, okay, they've actually watched Pearl's show. And some of them actually, they've referenced Pearl's show, and who's the other guy? Nick Fuentes, right? So again, I'm just saying. So aside from those few, a lot of times people can differentiate when people are saying stupid shit out there from the red pill. You guys have a unique thing that you say. The high value concept and the whole hypergamy thing sets you guys apart. Listen, it's not that hard to call you guys out. So to sit there and say, oh, well, all these other guys, they're just, it's bigotry at this point. Yeah, that's what it is. It's bigotry against the red pill content creators because they're associating us with school shooters and they're associating us with all these other terrible people and drugs of society. But all we're here is we're just trying to look out for the men. That's all we're doing. It's like, bro, bullshit. You guys rode that wave. It's not bigotry. Y'all are victims. Stop pretending to be victims. What are we doing here? Like, what is this? Like, Mike Sartain, what are you saying? A lot of the shit y'all were saying, the whole high value concept, it came from you. Kevin Samuels popularized it, Fresh and Fit bastardized it, and y'all tried to make it something else. That was y'all, nobody else.
So anything you don't like causes school shootings. That's the way it works. Anything you disagree with. So for instance, because someone disagrees with something that Rollo said, or Rollo said something mean to them on Twitter or X or something like that, therefore all red pill is this. But just notice one more time, whenever you hear somebody say
the school shooter actually referenced Pearl by name in their manifesto. Okay, aside from that, people just call them crazy incels. Okay, red pill is a different thing that is filled with a bunch of incels. But they with you guys, they talk about the shit that y'all say. Y'all are entertainment. Okay, red pill content is entertainment content for not only other content creators to clown at, but for y'all to do whatever y'all are doing with it. Okay, but incel shit out there is the real shit that's crazy out there, right? That's the crap they're trying to tie to you. I understand that, right? I get it, but what we're talking about right now, Mike Sartain, is the shit that the rhetoric you guys spill, the rhetoric you guys been saying, the whole high value nonsense. That's you guys. The whole stuff you're saying with courses and getting women and the shenanigans Fresh and Fit have been in, that was all y'all. All right. The incels were just watching y'all through a screen. But all the stuff that y'all were doing that got you on the radar was you guys, y'all rhetoric.
the red pill is dead. It's never, when you hear someone in the red pill say it's dead, then maybe you could listen. But whenever it's someone who never wanted it to be fruitful in the first place saying it, then you probably should take that with a grain of salt.
So do you mean Destiny specifically?
I mean, Destiny's one of them, but here's another one.
But also Ali Drummond was, I met her at the CME.
These are people who don't have the depth of experience to know the cycles and how things go through.
Destiny ran roughshots through everybody in the entire red pill. What are you talking about? Rollo, you're saying these are people who don't have roots and they don't understand what's going on in red pill. This guy had no idea what was going on in the red pill, came in and destroyed your entire ideologies. That makes y'all look bad. That makes y'all look bad. It doesn't help your case at all. Some guy who had no idea what your ideology is all about was able to tank every single one of y'all in a debate. 1v1, 1v10, all of y'all. Like, what are you talking about? That makes y'all look horrible. Again, anything to justify an L, right?
So, come November 6th, when everybody suddenly is all done with social issues and politics and everything else, trust me, 2025 is exactly when this stuff is going to come right back around again.
I'm going to ask you an interesting question in a second.
All right, so you guys understand the concept. Like, it's people who never wanted this to work in the first place. Here's the second thing that's happening. So big tech severely does not like this content. And so they start demonetizing and ratioing certain people. So now they're artificially taking down certain people's engagement. And then they have their talking heads state things like the red pill is dying. So just imagine if I'm at Meta and I'm like, I don't like this content, therefore we're going to ratio this certain type of content, and then we're going to have people who support our side of the political aisle say, do you see that type of content? Do you see how it's getting less traction? That's because it's dying. That's what's going on.
Michael,
Michael, hold up. Time out. Okay, I'm on board with some of the things you're saying right there, and the other things you missed me with that. Okay, for the first thing, now are there situations where certain people in government are collaborating with certain private institutions to target private platforms, at least content creators creating on private platforms? Absolutely. Matter of fact, the great example is the whole the whole Homeland Security bullshit y'all are going through right now. That is a prime example of government basically saying, these group of people, let's keep a closer eye on them. And those groups are basically trying to throttle you guys, right? But then to sit there and say, oh, yeah, this is generally how it goes. They're just, people in power are just pointing the fingers and saying, yeah, take that guy down, free speech. Bro, all of y'all are forgetting you're all on private platforms. There is no fucking free speech when it comes to this shit. You either obey YouTube's rules or they do what they gotta do. Yeah, I'm not denying that they throttle views and they do certain things. YouTube's known for shit like that, and they get called out consistently. But when it comes to you guys got to understand you played part of the role in this, right? And they're not public platforms. That's why it's so absolutely silly when y'all are out here trying to make these free speech arguments. YouTube is a private entity. No matter how much you want to call it, they're private. If you want free speech, go petition the government to start a YouTube company. Why not? Try it, right? Instead, y'all want to talk about, we're gonna go to Rumble. Yeah, we're striking on Rumble, and we're gonna get Rumble to fight big tech and big tech censorship. Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right at all. We're gonna get big tech Rumble to fight big tech YouTube. Yeah, Rumble right now is getting bodied. I'm sorry, Rumble is getting bodied absolutely by pretty much every tech company on the books right now. They're getting sued. Their stocks are not doing so hot. Okay, some of the shit that they're doing with their contracts are just shady enough, and the way they run their platform is just weird, and it's not even competitive. Okay, so Rumble is getting their ass kicked right now, but y'all are gonna join a big tech platform, all right, to go ahead and fight another big tech platform who are both private, by the way, in the name of free speech. Y'all are stupid. All of this shit is just so fake. It's fake. It's pretentious. And this is the crap, Mike Sartain, this is the crap people are seeing through and realizing you're full of baloney.
Do you mean to tell me that big tech would do something like that, and shadow ban and push down the algorithm? I don't. Big tech. Come on, Michael.
You know what's so funny? Like, I talk about this is when you overreact to certain things, right? So I think the right overreacts in certain cases. One of the biggest mistakes that the left made, probably in the last decade, was all these different social media platforms deplatforming Andrew Tate in the same hour.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
That, like, so for instance,
I was there interviewing the guy when it happened.
Before consider this. Before it was
Insane.
A guy saying there's a conspiracy against me, and everybody's like, yeah, sure, conspiracy against you. Sound like a nutbag. Yep. And then he loses all of his accounts from publicly traded companies that have no equity in one another. He loses all of his accounts in the same hour. Now
this guy was banned off and on Twitter even before this event happened. He was out here talking about, oh yeah, listen, depression isn't real. Yeah, and that was back when Twitter was ran by, the Matrix, as they want to call it. Now it's Elon Musk, so you got no excuse. But still, right? Y'all were out there saying the most ridiculous things. Even Fresh and Fit were getting banned off of TikTok like there was no tomorrow, right? The reason why they were getting banned because they were saying the most wildest of bullshit, right? Myra was out here giving weird ass advice. Andrew Tate over here was talking about, oh yeah, listen, this is how I got girls to work for me and show themselves on OnlyFans and pay me, and this is how I became a millionaire. Yeah, that's right. And I'm vaguely associated with the mob in Romania. That all was their messaging. All right, so now you're freaked out because people decided, okay, maybe we should look at that. Maybe we should look at it a little bit closely because this guy is pretending to be the James Bond, Jesus Christ, wrapped up in the one God's gift blanket. All right, like let's actually take a look at his life, and people did. They realized, bro, you did some weird shit to a bunch of women, and now you're reaping what you sow. It's coming back to haunt you. And what's crazy is a lot of you influencers who are part of this pill popping space, y'all went along for the ride. So don't get mad now because y'all get swept up in the wave. Y'all wanted this. Like, chat, am I wrong? Y'all could have called Tate out at any point in time. Any point in time, y'all would have called him out. When we called him out because we saw it was bullshit, y'all said we were hating. Any other channel that called these bozos out, y'all called them haters. But now the tater tots are silent. Where's the Tate army? I mean, they're still watching his videos. They're watching his interviews, right? I mean, he's out here fawning over another gangster, all right? But still, they're still watching, but they're not aggressive anymore. Because, like, the fans know this is bye-bye. All right, 2024, maybe 2025 going into it. This is probably the best we're going to see of Andrew Tate. And then it's over with. It's done. Y'all brought this on yourselves. Yo, shout out to M-Dot for the 2. M-Dot says, can Rollo still define what a high-value man is? No. Till this day, he doesn't know what that means. Right? And that was Sneako's question. There was Sneako, another guy who they let grift into the red pill. Sneako was grilling Rollo with these questions. And to this day, chat, Rollo doesn't know what a high-value man is. But yet, they're out here telling you all this other BS. What are we saying? Yo, JT Black with the 10. Shout out to JT Black says, formerly JT McGee, Marine father, grandfather. Stay on them necks, Duke, or in them. Myron is sus. Yeah, I'm going to stay on their necks. I'm not getting in there. It says, I've never sent paper to a pod. Second time to you. I'm 60. Appreciate you, nephew. And you a real one. Rollo the Roldovo. Yo, shout out to you, JT. That means a lot to me. That means a lot, bro. Yo, shout out to JT. Let's get a double in the chat for JT. But yeah, right? It's just weird because, like, these guys are mad at the generation they're creating. Why are you mad at that? This is all y'all.
Oh, it's not a conspiracy anymore. Now you understand what you're against. So now one more time, we have a type of content that big tech doesn't want to see. They've been open about not wanting to see it. That's why they put him on a DHS watch list. They talk about divert hate and all this other stuff. So we know what their agenda is. That's fine. Everyone gets to have an agenda. There's nothing illegal about that. But now we know what your agenda is. We also know you control the algorithm, which controls traffic. And then you start to ratio that traffic and then have your talking heads state things like, it's dying. Okay, that's the first thing. The second one thing I want to say is the concept of the red pill is dead is ridiculous because what it is it's a discussion of intersexual dynamics. That can't go away. What they're saying is the things I don't like about red pill, which is like men yelling at women or whatever, that is becoming less popular. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But my point is, it's like saying that gravity is dead. Where it's like saying that like after Charles Darwin discovers the concepts of natural selection, now natural selection is no longer popular anymore. Natural selection is true whether or not you believe in it. And
yeah, that's the whole reason all of y'all shows are being naturally selected to get bamboozled. What? Yeah, no, the theory still it's still in play. Okay, y'all decided to take the Darwin Award. Congratulations, y'all won the Darwin Award. Why you crying now? Huh? Now all y'all channels are up for deletion because of all the bullshit you ran on your shows. Did you not think this was gonna happen? Oh well, now y'all are just saying now evolution don't exist. Yeah. That's what they're saying. They're really saying evolution doesn't exist. No. Hey, listen, the Darwin Award is a thing. And y'all won it. All of y'all channels that decided to do this bullshit, y'all won. So evolution is a thing. It's happening to y'all. I mean, what are we doing?
It's gravity. And so the concepts of intersexual dynamics, like whether or not hypergamy is real, hypergamy exists even if you don't agree with it.
Yes.
Okay, that's the issue, right? And so from those standpoint, something like that can't die. That is it a derivative of evolutionary psychology? This is why I always
can't die, but they could suppress the views.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
They
By the way, I was
certainly do suppress the views.
with Tate, and I remember asking him the question. And he said it was Meta, it was Facebook, and then it was Instagram, and then it was YouTube.
It was TikTok. I think he told me he lost his Uber, bro.
And then it was
I was texting Andrew
Airbnb, and then it was Stripe, and I was like, Uber?
Yeah, bro. I was texting Andrew the day it happened.
Yeah.
He told me I lost my Uber. I was like, your Uber? That's crazy, man.
Anyway, let me bring in Kian for a second, because Kian, do you consider yourself red pill or no?
No, I think based off the general idea of what society considers red pill, I would say I'm the next level above that.
Really?
Now I don't. Yes, and that's where a lot of guys that have been in red pill for a long time find me. They've hit a point. They've hit a ceiling in which they can't go any deeper within themselves because they've already mastered the outside game. They've mastered the conversations with women. They've mastered how to have a lot of money. They've mastered how to have a lot of success, but they want to go deeper. I think that's what the red pill is actually missing, is a level of depth and self-understanding and self-discovery that it needs to take on to be able to continue to evolve. I think it's a great thing. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing, but can only take men so far. And I think it has to evolve in a way where men have to learn how to establish deeper levels of intimacy with themselves by knowing themselves more. And for them to be able to have relationships with women that are long lasting, they have to be able to have a greater understanding of themselves emotionally to be able to not fuck up their situation with a girl they really like.
Okay.
Because that's what a lot of the men that are in the red pill come to me when they get into a situation with a girl they really like, and now they're emotionally unregulated because they no longer can put up a front to try to prevent themselves from really allowing their true self or their unconscious self from being projected onto that woman.
So here's my
again. This is the again, this is why the red pill will cease to never make sense to anybody. All right, you got multiple different generations on here. Basically, this guy is saying, yeah, I know the red pill in the past. You know, they were all, you know, about, oh, yeah, you got to be alpha. You got to be alpha top Chad, you know, red pill, you know, steak, red meat eating, you know, a strong man. But, you know, our iteration, we're coming at it with a little bit of a soft touch, okay? We're going to emotionally regulate these men. So basically, the next generation of red pill guys are going to be soft. All right, they're going to be a little bit softer than the Tate version. That's essentially, it's a cycle. Right? It's a cycle that goes up and down. 1 minute you're soft, the next minute you're hard. Pause. Wait a minute. That didn't even make any sense coming out of my mouth. I'll pause on that. But, like, you know what I mean, Chad? Right? This is the future. The red pill guys are going to be a little bit more soft, okay? Because, and it kind of makes sense. Because, again, a lot of the ideologies these guys preach out there, you're telling guys, oh, well, you can't even compliment the woman. That's simping. Yeah, that's right. If you so much as to compliment her, tell her she looks good, you're a simp. If you're nice to a girl, you're a simp. Everyone knows the guy that gets the girls, they have to be mean. They have to be assholes. They have to be, you know, the richest, degenerate guys out there. And it's not the case. That's what you guys are starting to understand. You watch a lot of these bozos, you picked up their attitudes, and then you start to realize, oh, this actually didn't work out for me as well as I thought it did. Yeah, because that's not women in real life. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you this, most women in real life you're going to run into, they had fathers. And most of the fathers, they treated their daughters very well. All right. Contrary to what you hear on social media or in the media out there. All right. There are a lot of good fathers out there to the daughters. And a lot of daughters, they have limits to what they're going to take. Okay. So when you run into a woman thinking you're going to talk to her like some of these Miami girls you're seeing on YouTube, you're going to lose. That's why these guys are going out there and they're realizing, oh, shit, we got bamboozled. These girls don't actually like me being a prick. Actually now have to realize how to be a soft guy again. And this is what we've been telling you. You got to get in touch with yourself, dog. Like you got to, and it's not even soft to do that, bro. It's not a soft thing to do. You just got to understand, like, bro, like you're not, as a man, you're not strictly this rigid thing that has to absorb everything. And your whole drive is to make money and be rich and whatnot. Sometimes you like to do other things. All right. And that's the whole goal. But like this next generation is going to be a bunch of softies. And you know, who knows? But he's bringing that right now. My guy over here, he's bringing the next generation. So buckle up.
A question, you're saying the next level above the red pill. Now, is this an actual concept or is it just like this is your class that you teach them? What is that next level?
This is just something I've made up. Now I know Rollo.
Fucking never mind. I take everything back. No, he made it up. I'm sorry. Just like everything in a red pill, it's made up. So next generation, he's making it up. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. In all honesty, I just made this up. But I feel like, you know, since these guys are going to be very, very hard with their rhetoric, I thought that for me to grift off of these guys, yeah, I'm just going to be softer with my rhetoric because, I mean, those are a bunch of guys that, I mean, they come to me asking me, hey, this red pill shit's not working. So I guess I just made all this stuff up. So I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be a contrarian to the red pill and still attach myself to the main thing so I can stay relevant. Y'all are all grifters, bro. Y'all are all you made this up. Go figure. Just like everything else in the red pill's made up. All right. I don't get this.
Obviously, he said what it is. It's not necessarily what society says, but it's on the next level to what society says that it kind of is. Does that make sense?
Do you remember, what Amy said a little bit ago about the prescription? There's a description and then there's a prescription. And so what he and I do mostly is description. We have a saying in the military where we talk about regulation and procedure.
Y'all are just making shit up now, bro. Yeah, so you see, there's prescription and there's description, okay? And we focus on description. So we're basically describing a lot of things Rollo's prescribing. You get our drift. Stop this. This is why people don't pay attention to this bullshit. It's because y'all are trying to sound like y'all are so insightful and thought. They stop. You're being descriptive. Is that what it is? Like people don't know what being descriptive is. How about you be real with yourselves? Stop platforming these OnlyFans girls for cheap views. Everybody knows what you're doing. It's just time to be honest about it. What are we doing? Now we're just descripting. While on Rollo's side, he's prescripting. Stop. This is getting ridiculous, Mike. Listen. This is a rare. This is rare for me to disagree with this man, right? Like I don't say it's rare as in like I don't have disagreements with Mike Sartain. I do, right? But like some of the things he does say factual, but like this is just bad. Like it's just bad, bro. I don't play game. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Says, is Daisy still suing? She deleted her YouTube channel. Yeah, she's still suing, and her YouTube channel is still up. I don't know where you're looking at, bro. Just look at her YouTube channel right there. But shout out to you.
Regulation is regulation. I am stating a thing. You will do this thing or you will go to jail. Procedure is how you choose to, when you want to put the gear down or when you want to execute. When it's procedure, you state it's procedure. And when it's a regulation, you state it's a regulation. When we're stating the concept that 80%, 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women, that's a description. Right. The idea that I don't want to date a woman who has multiple kids or has a body count over 90, that's a prescription. But it doesn't necessarily, but when we differentiate the two, we state that it's a differentiation. If I have a guy come to me and he's like, hey, man.
She's nodding her head like that actually made sense. What the hell you nodding your head for? You act like you understood what he said. You understand what the fuck he said. You just nodded. You don't know what he describing what. Go ahead and ask him that.
I married a woman. She has 3 kids. It turned out to be the greatest decision of my life. I would be nothing but happy for the guy because we're not judging them. It's discernment without judgment. That's the difference. So what he's talking about before, he's not wrong. It's just that the red pill's place is it's like when you read Principia by Isaac Newton, he doesn't sit there and tell you how to use gravity.
Right.
He just tells you what gravity is.
It's the Chilton manual is what it is. It's like how to put the car back together. What are all the pieces to the car? That's really how I described it in my book. The other thing I was going to say is that in the introduction of every single one of my books, I mentioned this. I say, I am not in the business of making men better men. I'm in the business of educating and equipping men with this information so you can become a better man with using these tools.
But I thought you're not in the business to make men better men. Like, I don't care how many fucking word salads you throw in front of it. You guys are saying the exact same bullshit.
I liken it to having, I give you an easel, I give you the paint brushes, I give you the paints, I give you the turpentine, I give you everything else. You're the canvas. You are going to use those tools to go and paint the picture of what's going to end up being you, rather than going and having a paint by number where everybody says, okay, you put the yellow here, you put the red here, and it's like whatever the number.
You need 50 bodies, you need X, Y, Z.
Yes.
That's a fresh and fit. Yo, that's fresh and fit's talking point. The 50 bodies. Is Rollo going to call them out? No.
A practice. And so like when I'm talking about the red pill as a praxeology, it is simply here's what is. It's not what ought to be, not what should be. And too many people, if you give them information, if you give them data, if you give them those tools and you don't tell them how to fucking feel about it, they will hate you for that.
Yeah. So go back to what he said, the 50 bodies that Myron said before. Okay.
Thank you.
When Myron says that, there's no tablet or data point or Microsoft Word document that then therefore states 50 bodies is now red pill dogma or red pill scripture.
It's coming from the biggest red pill podcast out there. What are you saying? People aren't wrong to make that decision and say, hey, listen, the biggest, largest red pill podcast out there is saying that you need 50 bodies to understand the difference between a hoe and a housewife. Now you're saying, oh, well, yeah, just because Myron says it doesn't mean it's a red pill concept. I mean, come on. Mike Sartain, what are you doing? Is this a crash out? Like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? You know for a fact that's not true. You know for a fact Myron runs the biggest podcast in the red pill industry. Okay, he is there. You guys need him as much as he doesn't need y'all. Okay, so you know for a fact when Myron says it, it's a red pill ideology. He repeats it to multiple podcasts outside of this space. So for you to sit there and say, oh, it's not fair. I mean, they're saying because Myron says 50 bodies, that it's a red pill concept. And it's not a red pill concept. It's just Myron's ideas. Shut up, Mike. You're not making sense.
He's just stating his fucking opinion.
It's
That's
an
all that
opinion
happens.
And even then,
But
it's an
because-
exaggeration.
But because but because he's friends with Rollo, and therefore I don't like Myron. Myron said something I don't like. Therefore, everything that I heard that I don't like is now red pill. Everyone who says something I don't like is now red pill. Anything I disagree with is now red pill.
How are you even making that distinction? What are you saying? No. You see how he's trying to correlate all that, saying, "Oh, well, yeah, listen, because something Myron says," and I just so happen to be friends with Myron, and Myron's friends with Rollo, and now they're saying that everyone who's friends with us and who doesn't like what they said and what we're saying, now they don't like us and they don't like the guys that follow us, and it just keeps going. No, you guys are more than just friends with Fresh and Fit. You guys are. You not only promote the same rhetoric, you guys use the same podcast style and structure, use the same exact, like, oh my goodness, the same concept. Some of y'all, you Access Vegas, y'all got a bunch of the same OnlyFans girls patrolling the joint, and you all do it for a specific reason, to get the boys watching. You, Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast, even Sus Marquardt for a little bit try to do the same thing, okay? You guys are doing the exact same behavior. You're saying the exact same bullshit. So it puts y'all in the same category. If you just sit there and say, oh, just because we say the same thing they say doesn't make us part of them, you're wrong, Mike. I don't get what's happening right now.
And because I'm a political progressive and I don't like Republicans, all Republicans are red pill. That's what happens. It starts to spread.
Well,
It becomes the shape of whatever you need it to be to fight your enemy.
Well, the people like the people in boxes. Like I always say this whenever you see Fox News or CNN, I'd always say, why don't they put a disclaimer that this isn't the news, this is opinions.
Yeah.
They don't do that. So whether it's Hannity, whether it's Tucker, whether it's Anderson Cooper, these are their opinions. This isn't the news. This isn't the facts.
You guys don't do that either. When Pearl is out here stating her fucking opinions, all right, about women and the reason why women are the reason for divorces and, you know, the overweightness and all these different other nonsense. Like when she's spewing that and she doesn't spew the facts of where that rhetoric is coming from, what do we call that, Adam? Adam, what do we call what she says that isn't backed up by anything? What do you call that? Again, the hypocrisy is crazy to me.
This isn't Walter Cronkite. So whether it's Rollo, whether it's Fresh and Fit, these are their opinions. Last question for Keenan. I want to get the ladies in here. You said, hey, look, I don't think you like dissed the red pill. You said it kind of got me to where I was, but I took it to another level, essentially, what you said. You're basically saying that there's levels to this game. Where do you see this evolution of the red pill? What praise would you give it? And what is missing the mark in your estimation?
Well, I think an intro is meant.
This guy said he made it up. Why are we asking him about anything? He said his whole fucking premise of his grift is that he made it up. He wants to be the soft guy era of the red pill now. What are we doing? Like, why are we asking him this?
To how things work at a fundamental level and how nature works and how the male-female dynamic works. But I believe to continue to go deeper into getting what you want with a woman, and you want to build something with a woman, it requires a greater level of understanding of your own emotional dysregulation. And so the red pill stuff, it can teach men a lot of tools, but I'm the one that they come to say, hey, I have all these tools. I think I know how they work. I help them discover who they really are underneath the layers of who they have been that isn't.
Hey, buddy, if they had the tools, they wouldn't be coming to another online guru, so-called. Like, again, this is just, it's the upsell. It's the perpetual upsell. Yeah, you start off with Rollo, you read his books, and you get all the tools, but you don't quite have all the tools. You gotta sign up for this course and maybe pay your way through the seminar. It's gonna be about $5,000, and maybe you buy this other course over here. It's gonna be about $8,000, and then that way you could be a fulfilled man. No, bro. Like, literally, guys, go actually form friend groups, right? Go actually physically be in the presence of people, talk to them, understand how to do that, and then learn from there. Just learning how to be a man from guys online who are barely men is insane. You're not going to get anywhere. It's just going to be a perpetual upsell.
That we talked about earlier, don't really be who you are if you're a piece of shit in your mom's basement.
Do you mean they're already deregulated, or do you mean like they don't have control of their emotions?
They don't. I think we all have emotional stories that we build on top of, and I think that's what the red pill does. It teaches you how to play the games to build on top of.
Well, I think life gives you stories, that you believe. No, I
correct.
Are you
so
basically
you
saying to
deconstruct
filter
that.
this down that men need to get in touch with their soft side?
No,
That's exactly what he's saying. Drizzle, my boy. That's exactly what it is. No, like in all reality, bro. Like, listen, the whole, and that's the even with the drizzle thing. A lot of women don't even understand what that means. Hey, ladies, y'all getting pissed about the guys doing the drizzle? They're trolling you. Okay, it's a troll. Okay, the fact that you're pissed off that some of y'all, and it's not all women, because some of these women who aren't spending their time on Twitter and all these spaces, they know exactly what these guys are doing. It's trolling. That's what it is. All right, they're basically, the fact that some women online are reacting as crazy as they are to the drizzle thing, right? It's like, bruh, you do understand that's the exact same thing guys are doing when y'all are saying the exact same thing they're saying. That's all it is. It's just a troll. But the shit that he's saying, though, the Red Pill 2.0, Mr. Softside, yeah, he's actually right. And in some way, I kind of see where he's coming from, because a lot of these dudes have been radicalized. They do need to detox from the red pill ideology. It's crazy. It's a crazy ideology. A lot of these guys are going out there thinking they could treat a woman any kind of way and she's going to love them because they're assholes. That's not how that works. All right. So they do need a way to detox and figure out that this ideology isn't going to work out. Now, do I think Mr. Soft Guy over here is going to be a way to do it? No. I think channels that are out there basically exposing the clear and blatant hypocrisy and double standard that is in the red pill, I think those channels are going to do a better job waking up people than a guy who's trying to say, yeah, so I guess we hurt you with our original content. Well, I'm the new iteration, guys. So you're going to pay me to basically de-red pill you. Yeah, no, stop it. That's like Andrew Tate, who was selling webcamming for a while to young men. All right, he was selling the poison, and then later on bit the red pill and decided, oh yeah, no, I know I did webcamming and sold y'all a bill of goods, but now I'm trying to sell y'all the solution. Okay, y'all men are too pussified. Nigga, you were part of the problem. Stop this. Let's just stop.
I'm not saying soft side. You need to understand your programming. We all have programming that exists that prevents us from getting certain things in our lives. If we don't understand our programming,
I look at it this way. So when the red pill praxeology is giving you the data sets, it's not telling you what to do. And again, like I said, if you give people that and you don't tell them, like you give them information and you don't tell them how to feel about it, then that's when they hate you for that. But the thing is the red pill is not a practice. It's just the data set. A practice would be MRAs, MGTOWs, the white pill. Maybe what you're doing is
Pink
those
pill.
are, so what it is we've got this information. Now that we have this information, what are the best practices that we can use to put this together?
Yeah.
For instance, I've been in a 27.5-year marriage. That's very, very good. Very, very satisfying. I've got a daughter who got married as well. That's, I think we discussed this on the last show. And
I can't wait to call you Grandpa Rollo.
Yeah,
bro.
right. I know.
It's too late. We're already doing that.
You're Uncle Rollo now.
Which is crazy because grandpa is buying up all the fucking black shoe dye. Like, why you doing that, bro? Like, just be a grandpa. Act your age, not your shoe polish.
I'm not there yet. No, but like when I go and I'm debating like somebody who's a little bit more like a traditional conservative, I don't fit their mold. I've been married for, in most cases, I've been married longer than they have, like than Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh and the rest of these guys. And so, but I'm the godfather of the red pill, so I can't.
Roll credits. He finally said it, chat. Look at this man's proud and just shining moment. Okay, this right here is the moment he's gonna be telling his grandkids when his little daughter get married, popping out them grandkids and whatnot. Okay, they're gonna say, hey, grandpappy was a real important man. Okay, he was the grandfather of the red pill, or the godfather, not grandfather, the godfather of the red pill. Look how proud he is. I mean, bro, your whole baby has been bastardized. Okay, you got problems, and when it was time for you to actually take control and hold these guys responsible as the godfather, you did nothing. Matter of fact, you rolled their coattails, and I'm the godfather. You're a clown.
Shapiro and Matt Walsh and the rest of these guys, and so. But I'm the godfather of the red pill, so I can't be red pill because I'm married, right?
Yes.
And I can't be married because I'm red pill.
Yes.
For people who are like sort of black pill doomers, that's also a practice. They take the information and they run with it with whatever it is that fits their sort of their mentality or their belief set or their ideology.
It's
at that time.
confusing.
And so
And it's inconvenient.
so if you don't tell them how to feel about it, not only will they hate you, they'll take that information and they'll find out. They'll tell you what they think.
They
you
try to
mean.
use it against you.
Just by
I've seen all the people who
just
done
by
that
you,
to you.
just by you saying it and mentioning it.
Yeah.
That means you're trying to convince them of something, sell them something.
Let's get the ladies involved, and then we're going to go to the next question. So some of you guys sitting quiet, patiently, amazing. I promise you, you're going to have your chance. But Amy, let me focus on you because you know this. Some of these girls are like, I don't even know what the hell red pill is, and that's fine. Some say,
I want to talk about the bear.
that's right. Some say that the red pill is just a natural response. It's a mirror image to what's going on in modern feminism these days.
Sure.
What would you say to that?
For me, where I derive the most value from the red pill is what these guys are referring to, which is just the fundamentals of evolutionary psychology. Like our brains are predispositioned and wired to be a certain way by virtue of, number one, just how our brains are, but then also by virtue of how our
she's an
society is.
She is a fucking operative. Who is this lady? Like, what are you talking about? No, most people's brains don't work like red pillars, bro. I'm telling you that right now.
And so, to your point there, Adam, and what you just asked me, yes, the red pill has become increasingly more necessary because of the way society is. It does provide a description that helps men and women, I think. Like, I've benefited so much from learning about the red pill in the sense that, you know, I used to be a little bit of what we call a boss babe, you know, unintentionally. There were a lot of feminist traits that I unknowingly exhibited throughout my life, and taking in this information, having a deeper understanding of evolutionary psychology helped me to get a grasp on that, which as a result helped me with the relationship that I was in.
Where's your ring, honey? Where's your ring? Where's your ring? Where again? All of this stuff is just more bullshit. It's more bullshit for clout. Where's your ring? You're still out here doing podcasts and whatnot. Hey, hell, you even got Pearl, a woman trying to get all y'all women to get married, ain't even married herself. What's the point of all this? Where your ring, honey? Like, what are we doing?
That relationship didn't last, but taking this information that
that relationship didn't last. You bit the red pill and your relationship didn't last. You don't got a ring on your finger. And like, what? It's like this shit just writes itself, chat. It just writes itself. You took the red pill and you're still single. Congratulations. I don't care what you're saying to yourself right now. These guys are still gonna see you as a boss babe. All right, a boss babe feminist. That's essentially what it is. So you can call yourself all this stuff. You're just a pick me. That's what you're a red pill pick me. That's what this is.
I know that it's going to benefit me immensely in my marriage, raising my children, and everything.
Bro, you can't even keep a relationship. You talking about a marriage. Maybe you should stop popping these red pills and go live in the real world and find yourself a man.
So I think it's a great thing. I agree there's bastardizations of it, correct? But that's
Amy,
not red pill.
Last thing for you, because I want to get the ladies involved here.
Girl, bro,
if you could
what is
filter
wrong?
down the best piece of information, because it's a lot different from a man says, women got to understand this, women got to understand this. A lot of women tune out factor, they're gone. That's like when women tries to tell a guy what to do, we're like, shut your mouth.
Submission.
Okay,
For
so
a woman,
what is
submission.
it? What's the one thing?
Learn the power of submission. So many women have this ingrained ego trip where as soon as they are corrected by a man, whether it be somebody at work, whether it be their partner, whether it be anybody, right? They automatically have this reflex, like angry kind of reaction to it automatically. Dude, submission, fully understanding the power of submission, being in your feminine is one of the most advantageous things that any woman could ever do.
Now, there's a famous phrase
I'm gonna say that right now. Listen, it's advantageous when you're in a relationship. Okay, if you're just walking around here and being submissive to any other random dude you see in public, all right, you're gonna get played. You're gonna get played as a woman. Like, again, you gotta understand how reality works. Okay, there are a bunch of women out here that get played. Look at Fresh situation. He out here throwing Hail Marys on women. He's playing these women. Okay, so I'm sure they can pretend to be feminist or not feminist, feminine in front of him and all these different things like that. All right, but at the end of the day, they still get played. You got to know how to have a backbone as a woman at the end of the day, okay? And you submit to somebody you respect. Someone that has the qualities you respect. That's why it makes sense to submit to somebody if you're in a relationship with them and you guys are on a pathway. But if you're just blankly saying, oh, yeah, all you women, the reason why y'all can't find a man is because y'all need to submit. No. Don't go out there randomly submitting a dude. You be respectful as long as they show respect back. But don't out here just outright submit to somebody because they're a man. Because some of these men out here walking around, some of these dudes are real stupid. Look at Fresh and Fit and some of these other guys that body ideologies. They're real stupid. Okay, so you don't want to submit to them because they're going to take advantage of you. All right, that's what it is. And I'm speaking as somebody who's a father, and I'm speaking as somebody who has sisters, and somebody who actually have women in their lives they respect. You don't do that. Respectable women who respect themselves, they respect others, all right, but they don't let anybody take advantage of them. You know, nobody, don't go out here be submissive. Again, this woman sounds like she's got something to sell. This is what it is. Oh, submission. Y'all ladies got to just submit. And what? For what? Like, stop this nonsense.
You know, Rollo taught me this, that if you submit, I'll commit. I've said this a million different times.
Yes.
That's how he knows this. I'm like, who's ready to submit? But when you girls hear the word submit, does that just send like tingles up your spine? Or you, all right, I'll submit to the right man? Yes?
Ew,
No?
gross. That's disgusting.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's the most disgusting shit ever. I think I submit when I want to, and I don't because I learned something from a book. I feel like a woman have different kind of happiness. Some women want a good, like those handsome men, rich, taking care of you. You live a good life. You have a good husband. Some women want success and power. I want power, success. I'm the rich man I want to marry, and I make $1 million a year. I'm happy. I have 2 kids. I can get any good I want, and if there's a good guy want me, he want me for who I am. I don't give.
Damn. Hey, yo. She make $1 million a year. She already got 2 kids. She like, hey, listen. I'm already there in life. I'm not submitting to nobody. and that's the thing. Like, this is what I mean when I tell y'all the red pill isn't getting all y'all prepared for the kind of dating environment you're gonna meet in the real world. A lot of women are gonna have their own shit. This outdated ideology where you have to, a woman's only gonna like you if you're gonna provide. A woman's gonna okay. A lot of times, chances are the woman you're going to meet out there in the real world is going to be working, probably making as much money as you are, sometimes a little bit more money than you're making, okay? But you got to start understanding that we're going away from a world of men needing women and women needing men and into the world of men wanting women and women wanting men. You understand? So it's not about, oh, this is out of necessity. I need a man to survive. That's not the case anymore. If a woman wants to protect herself, she buys a gun. If a woman wants to take care of herself, she gets a job. Okay? They can do that for themselves now. So y'all putting all these ideologies out there to say, oh, no, we got to go back to the traditional times. Those are the times that worked. It's not going to happen. Pandora has been opened. It's not going back into that box. It's not going to happen. All right, you just got to be. You guys have to face that. And the woman you're gonna meet out there, she's probably gonna have what you got or more. And you got to learn how to work with that, because a lot of times the economy it's gonna make sure that happens. Okay, you need 2 people to make a family in this household. All right, you need that. A one person, like a guy, just you out here. What are you gonna do? It's just putting more pressure on you. Yeah, go be high value, whatever the fuck it is, right? But only few people can get there, and that's the bull crap they're not telling you. The vast majority of you guys are going to be making maybe $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you think you want to raise a whole family on $70K a year? Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of ideology are they setting for you? You can't do that. Oftentimes, the woman you're going to meet, she's probably going to make $70K. Boom, you got a household making $140. Buy a nice house, get a nice little yard and a dog, and then you're fine. But yeah, y'all are, is this fucking bastardized lifestyle of a man who's making all the money and he's taking his women out and doing all this stuff. Stop it. These guys you're seeing online do the same thing. You guys are funding that lifestyle. That's how that works. Like, stop this. Like, y'all, I'm just speaking to the average guys out there. You're going to run into an average girl, and she's going to be making money. Not everybody's going to jump on a 6-figure boat. And it's not saying that, oh, Duke, you a dream crusher, Duke. See, Sneaker was right. Sneaker was right. All y'all are just trying to crush dreams. No, we're not crushing dreams. We're being realistic. I'm telling you right now, it's difficult unless you get into a trade or unless you try to. You gotta work hard. You gotta know how to work to even get into the 6-figure range. You gotta work. Okay, seeing what these guys are promoting online, y'all not ready for the kind of work it takes. Okay, so either get into a trade or something. But what these guys are teaching you online when you buy the courses, or you got Wes Watson over here trying to charge you the price of a used Hyundai so you can learn his course so you can be successful, you're wasting time. You got guys who are taking out credit card loans or debt to go ahead and fund these courses. That's crazy. What are you learning from that? Go join a trade. Go do something. All right, these guys are sucking you dry. There's no use for this shit. It really isn't, right? So again, they're not telling you the full story. You can be fine with 60K. You can be fine with 70K. You find a girl that makes the same amount of money, or probably even if she works a part-time job, you guys are gonna be fine. Let's say she works part-time, making 30K a year. You make 70. That's $100,000. Go buy a house. All right, you're fine. You can go build something off of that. That's what you're going to be running into. But I'm going to tell you this, young men, if y'all sitting here waiting till you become this 6-figure or possibly millionaire earning dude by buying these courses, you're going to be waiting for a long time. And chances are they're going to be opportunities you will miss. That's just what it is. All right, and y'all got to just wake up to that, because it's sad a lot of dudes are missing that boat. K, shout out to you for the 5K. Says these program that about women, but women have different characters. The men who subscribes, reality is a different kettle of fish. Here's the thing. It's a hypocritical thing, right? Because these guys, they get mad at the OnlyFans girls, right? They get pissed off at the OnlyFans girls. They blame the OnlyFans girls for being a downfall of society. But yet these guys are watching these women on platforms, which after the platform is done, they go ahead and subscribe to the OnlyFans girls, the very same women they've been talking trash about, and the very same women they claim to hate. This is a problem. Like, honestly, chat, we clown these people, but some of it, I think it's mental illness. Like, how are you hating on something so much, right? And then y'all go subscribe to it, right? I mean, say what you want. Like, we can clown Fresh and Fit all fucking day long, all right? But ain't nobody subscribing to the channel. Like, we do the shit because y'all want to watch them. That's it. Ain't nobody out here. But y'all will sit there and talk about women all day, talk about how these women are dregs in society, talk about how these women are all 3 or 4s, at least most of them you run through, talk about all the natures of women, and then turn around and subscribe to the very same women with the very same nature you've spent the entirety of your time complaining about. Yet alone, it makes it even worse where the influencers and content creators themselves also fall for that trap. You got Fresh dealing with nothing but that. You got fucking Donnie Boy. Donnie Boy spent the better half of his career railing against single mothers, and only to end up marrying to one. And he made it a big spectacle on his Red Pill channel. Can you believe that? I actually still can't believe it. I still can't believe this shit. This is crazy. All right, like, it's crazy. Yo, Arnav Batia, shout out to you for the 2. Arnav says, do women really want rich, ripped, and rare men? Not necessarily, because if that was the case, then average women wouldn't be getting with average guys. You know, that's the reality a lot of these guys won't be telling you, right? Unless these men are striving for women that are above average. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a man's preference. If a man wants to date a woman who's above average in looks and, you know, personality and everything, fine, you can go for that. But just know that you're going for a specific set of women. And when you look on the other side of the coin, when women are saying, hey, we want this specific set of guys, just know that those are certain women going after a specific set of men, right? So we put those guys in a whole separate category. When you look at reality, there are a bunch of people who are, yeah, some of them have those thoughts and saying, yeah, if I could date this girl, that'd be great. If she can date that guy, that'd be great. But oftentimes, something happens. It's called being an adult and growing up, all right, and weighing your potentials versus what you actually have. And a lot of women and men, they settle. They come to reality and just live the rest of their lives with whatever they end up with, right? That's just what it is. And it's not saying, oh, look at that, you just suck because you end up settling with this guy or you end up settling with this girl. No, it's just, hey, listen, you got most of the stuff I'm looking for. I got some of the stuff you're looking for. let's form this stuff and let's get on with life. That's the average. You go to Walmart, you go to Best Buy, you go to all your average stores, you go to your average restaurants, you see average people with average people. That's all you see. Average people are winning. So this bullshit where this high value concept, you have to pay for the course in order for you to land yourself a wife. Come on. Even some of these top level Hollywood dudes are married to average looking girls. And there's a reason for that. I don't get it. Like these guys in their ideology, you can see how it gets them into trouble. Their world does not reflect reality. But shout out to you, Arnav. I just have to get into that. Listen, would women appreciate it if their guys were ripped? Absolutely. Of course they'd love it. Same way a guy would love it if his woman came with like abs and she was fit and she got a donk and everything, right? Of course. Right? Would a woman want a rare guy? Of course. Would a guy want a girl that's rare? Yes. These are the things that we all want. These are the things that are out there. It's human nature. We want things that we can't often attain. And sometimes when we have those things, we take it for granted. Right? So, yeah, women want those things, but oftentimes when they get it, either they take it for granted or they find out it wasn't what it cracked up to be. So they go for something else. That's called growing up. It's called being an adult. Yeah, of course, you want to bang all the hot chicks, but at some point you realize some of them are just trouble. Like, what's the point? Right? You want to be with all the popular guys. You just find out that some of these guys are just not worth the trouble. That's just what it is. So again, Fresh and Fit is just middle school bullshit. It's middle school ideologies of how relationships and courting or courtship should be, but it's oftentimes not the case. Shout out to you guys. Y'all let me know what you think about this, right? I actually want to know what you guys think about specifically what the conversation has been, because these Homeland Security investigations or things that have been happening, it's got a lot of these pill poppers spooked. Okay, Myron is using that as the basis for them basically getting rid of their show, which I think is ridiculous because they're not doing that. They just go ahead and buy a Castle Club membership. All right, you're gonna be all right. But again, I personally think it's not dying. Kind of like what Rollo's been echoing, what we've been saying this whole time. It's just politics. A lot of people's eyes are paying attention to a lot of things right now, whether it's wars going on in different countries, whether it's the election, whether it's Biden, whether it's Trump's and the 34 felonies for $34 million. Like, there's a lot of things happening right now in this space. All right. So if anything, the red pill is trying to chase the clout that's growing for politics, okay? But once the political season and the atmosphere dies down, all right, and people are looking for more things to clown in the entertainment space, they're coming back to the red pill. Chat, we're ahead of the game. When our channel was structured as literally clowning these guys for laughs, okay, we're already ahead of the game. Because we already know this is where people are going to come to just like basically dig up this shit and laugh. You guys are cheap. And honestly, you had yourself to blame for that. You made yourself cheap. Now, everyone who just wants to clown you, they come here and just flip up the channel, kick up their feet, and have a good laugh. Y'all are thinking y'all are serious, not realizing people are laughing at you. Like, that's what just happened. And you have yourself to blame. So, yeah, I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. I don't think the red pill is dead. I've been saying this for a while, right? And even they said it. They said, hey, people who think the red pill is dead, they're just guys who really want to see the red pill go down. I don't want to see the red pill go down. All right. I don't think it's dead. Actually, I kind of want to see it go down. I'm not going to lie with you. I'm not going to hold you. I kind of want to see it go down. We're done with this mess. We're done. Right. But I'm the one that's telling y'all it's not going to go down. Right. That's why I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Y'all are just tripping. But I'm in that camp. I want to see y'all go bye-bye. I want you see y'all just go away, but we know that's not going to happen because there's a huge segment of y'all that love this shit. Y'all can't get enough of this BS, and it's not going away anytime soon, and we all know that, okay? We know it's here to stay, and even the content creators in larger spaces, they're getting hooked on the money you guys provide. So it is what the fuck it is. It's not going anywhere. It's just changing for a little bit, and then it's going to come back. But chat, I appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to you. Listen, y'all could be anywhere in the world right now. Some of you guys are, but y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below in the chat. Do you think it's going away? I don't. I just think it's going to be another iteration. And that's basically what it is. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Again!